Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Alright, so today's topic I'm going to be discussing what online medical coding school do I recommend. I have been getting this question so much lately, so I've done quite a few videos on this topic, but I wanted to go ahead and just do one central video so that way if I get the question I can just send this on. So here's the thing. I am a member of the American Health Information Management Association. There are two major medical coding associations. There's the American Health Information Management Association, and there's the American Academy of Professional Coders. If you are interested in becoming a medical coder, I strongly suggest that you check both websites, because if you ask me, I will tell you to make sure that you check out both websites. Each association is different, okay? These are the two major nationally recognized medical coding associations, all right? Either one of them is fine, okay? There is not one that is better or greater than the other one, okay? Now, there will be people out there that will debate this topic. I am not here to debate that. I am here to tell you that if you are interested, please check out both of these websites. Now, they each have their own benefits, and each has their own set of credentials, okay? Whichever association you choose, look at all of the available credentials. If you decide to go to an online school, or if you decide to go to a trade school, or if you want to go to college, it is entirely up to you, okay? I have another video out where I talk about how to get money for school and things like that. I will try to link it in this video. But I wanted to let everybody know that I will always recommend the American Health Information Management Association. That is just me, because I am a member of them, because I know them. That's the only reason that I recommend them, okay? I can't recommend a product that I don't know. So if you are interested in AAPC, that is completely fine. The American Academy of Professional Coders, totally, go for it, okay? Do your research, look online. Both associations have online medical coding programs. Now, if you want to go the safest route possible and you want to do this online, both associations have online medical coding programs. You can't get any better than that. So go directly with the coding association if that is what the route that you want to take. Or you can go through the trade schools. I went through a trade school. But it was self-paced, and it was all on the computer. I had a teacher who came in maybe once or twice a week, maybe every other week. It just was, and it wasn't even like a teacher. It was more like a lecturer. So it was just somebody that was a coder in the field already and talked about different topics. So it's really going to depend on how you best learn, okay? That's another thing. You have to be disciplined when you are doing schooling online, okay? You have to make time for it. You have to sit down and be able to concentrate. Now, if you are at home with little ones, and yes, little ones, they do take our time, and they do need our attention, and I totally get it. I am not a mother, but I can imagine, okay? I know that they take time, and it's a lot. But at the same time, if you are doing this to better your life, and I'm not saying this to sell the field, okay? I'm just saying this even if you wanted to become a phlebotomist or a cosmetologist, you know what I mean? If you want to do something better with your life, you have to carve out that time and make that time in order to better yourself. And not only that, you are, of course, setting a good example for your children, because they see that you are working towards something. Now, they may not understand it right away, maybe because they're too little, but eventually when they learn your journey, because everybody's journey is different, when they learn your journey, oh, wow, my parent, they really did that. They were holding it down and they went to school, you know? So, and there's, of course, nothing greater than seeing the pride of your family when you do finish and when you do get your first job and things like that. Okay, so that is something that you should consider. It takes a lot of discipline, especially if you're doing it at home. And if you think, oh, I can't do that, get that out of your head. Get that negative thinking right out of your head. I will tell you that right now. There is no negative thinking in medical coding. I will say that. Okay, you have to be positive. Is it overwhelming? Heck yes. A lot of us have either a high school diploma or a GED. Okay, that is our educational background. There's a lot of us that have degrees, college degrees. Okay, but a lot of us only have high school diploma or a GED. And there is nothing wrong with it because we can still learn. Okay, and that is the requirement, the minimum requirement to get into medical coding is a high school diploma or a GED. Whether you choose the American Health Information Management Association or whether you choose the American Academy of Professional Coders, both of them, they have credentials that that is the educational requirement is a high school diploma or a GED. So this is open to a lot of people. You have to be dedicated to what you're doing. Now, like I said, I'm not here to sell this field. I love it personally because it has done so much for my life. I have a wonderful place. I have a beautiful car. I have taken many trips. I have met so many wonderful people. I get to work with amazing people every day. Now, do I think everybody's amazing? No. Come on. Let's be realistic. But I work with a wonderful group of people. I learn something all the time. I'm learning every day. There's days I can't wait to get to work because I'm just excited. I have a goal and I want to code this and I want to, knock out all of these encounters and I want to, do this educational project and things like that. So, while this video is not meant to be a pep talk about medical coding, it always kind of turns into that because to me, this is a field that I love. I am very passionate about what I do. You can see that. If you spend time watching some of my videos, you'll see some of the things that I do. But I take it very seriously. And it is really good that I do that. And sometimes it does really take it out of me when, when I learn something or when something happens or whatever, it does take it out of me because it's just like, oh, you know what I mean? I just gotta roll with this. I gotta do this, whether it is learning a new thing, a new clinic, or switching things up with my schedule. I gotta be ready to roll with the punches. Okay, so that is medical coding. You're gonna have times when things are gonna be really great and you're gonna understand everything, and then all of a sudden you're going to get your whole world turns upside down, and then you got to learn a new clinic, and you got to be ready on your feet to be able to accept any challenge that comes your way, because the more you're willing to accept challenges as a medical coder, the better off that you'll be. So, that is, again, another point about medical coding. But that is what I recommend, is that you go to the association websites. There is money out there if you fall into a category of population that has funds available to them, like for schooling. I did a video on where to find money to go to school with, to get funding for medical coding. So, that is something that you should look at. Again, I will try to link that in here. But like military spouses, there is Career Step, and Career Step is an online program for medical coding. And they have a program called My CAA. So that is available for military spouses. That's funding for them to be able to get a certificate program. And so look into that, Like I said, I will include that in the description box below. But it is good for you to do a lot of research if you are, in a low-paying job. Check your local employment office, because they'll be able to help you there too as well. Find funding. I went through the employment office to get funding for my school. I paid nothing. I just paid for my part of my test when I got done with school, because the program that I went through took care of it. And all I had to do was make sure that I got a job in the field that I was trained in. So since I was trained in medical coding, It was hard for me to find a job at first because they want you to have experience, but you have to be dedicated, you have to be persistent in order to get a job. Because if you get like, well, if you get discouraged, like there's so many positions out here, but they all only want experience. You have to have experience, you have to have experience. You just have to keep applying. And even if they say that they want experience, you just have to keep going. You have to send your resume in just like everybody else. And you may not get calls back. You know, there's that too. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy to get in your first time as a medical coder, because it's not. You know, you have to fight to get in, you know, because medical coding will chew you up and spit you out if you're not ready. You know, and that is something that you got to be ready for too. And I understand everybody's got bills, and, you know, you have to be able to feed your family, things like that. I still work 3 jobs sometimes when I was looking for a job in medical coding. It was not easy. I was so physically tired because I worked at a concession stand. I worked at a halfway house. I did bartending. You know, there were many days when I was on my feet 12, maybe 15 hours a day, just trying to make ends meet. And I was so tired of it. I was completely tired. I did not want to do it anymore. I just wanted to get a job in medical coding. And I literally went everywhere trying to get a job. And I finally got a job going through the temporary agency. So all of that depends on how persistent you have to be. I was so hungry to get in. That was how I got in. Now, not everybody's journey is the same. And I've had people who comment that I made it look easy. Trust me, it was not easy. It was far from easy. But I am so appreciative now of the things that I have because of what I've been through. You know, I'm very appreciative of what I have. I love what I do. Like I said, I love who I work with. You know, I work with wonderful people. You know, do they make my eye twitch sometimes? Of course. You know what I mean? When providers, and if you watch some of my videos, you'll see a day in the life of, you know, I have quite a few playlists on that one too. A day in the life of a medical coder, because it does, I mean, there's something new every day, you know. And I share my experiences with all of you because I'm not trying to sell the field. And there's maybe a handful of us on YouTube that talk frankly about being a medical coder. But a lot of it is just, you know, talking about a school or talking about, you know, a particular program, things like that. So I tried to bring a real face to what medical coding is like. I never ever want to mislead anybody. That's why I always try to tell you guys, these are my experiences. This is stuff that I've been through. And I'm going to be real with you guys. You know, there's no reason for me to put on a front or anything like that or sell the field. I don't want to sell the field. If you want to get into it, I hope you get into it because you have passion, not because you see that it makes a lot of money. There are people that try to get into medical coding because they see the money and they want to make the money. And then when they get into it and they see all the stuff that goes into it, they're like, well, I don't want to do this. Bro, you just wasted all this time, you know? You wasted time going to school. You wasted time getting your certification. You wasted time looking for a job. All to decide that you didn't want to do it. So this is why I try to tell you guys everything that I know and all these experiences that I've had. So give me time and I will be posting more stories on my Patreon as well. I do have stories on my Patreon that I don't share here on the main YouTube channel because, you know, this is, you know, the stuff on Patreon is exclusive for Patreon subscribers, you know. So, you know, those are just funny stories, more candid me, you know, just talking and just things that happen, you know. So, but yeah, so if you are interested in medical coding and you're asking me what association or what is a good online school, I will say the American Health Information Management Association. They have their coding basics course, okay? And, you know, that will prepare you to sit for a certification exam. So if you're interested, that's the one I recommend. because that's the one that I know, because I'm with them. Okay, now I didn't take that particular course, but I'm saying I'm with the association, so that is why I recommend them. But do your homework. Don't listen to idle chatter, idle gossip, and things like that about any association. I've had that a couple of weeks ago where there was just nastiness, and there was, people that were talking about both associations, and I don't go for that. I think that there's wonderful qualities about both associations. There's wonderful coders with both associations. I don't see the need for nastiness, okay? And I don't think one is over the other one. Okay? I think that they both have their good points, but I am with AHIMA, so that is what I recommend. Okay? But if you have any questions about medical coding, if you're a student and you have any other questions, let me know. I have an episode called Q&A Tuesday every Tuesday. And we discuss all the questions that come in. So if you have a question, I never put anybody out on blast. And I always make a huge list of all the questions that I get. Now, sometimes this list isn't so huge. And that's okay, because, I still come on here and I chit-chat with you guys anyway. But, I like I said, I don't put anybody out on blast. I don't say, well, this person asked this question. No. I just say, this is a question I received. Now, if you have taken your certification exam and you want a shout out, let me know, because I'm really good for that too. I've already done it a couple of times. So I'm always happy to welcome a new medical coder to the medical coding world. All right. So I will go ahead and close this up, but I will leave both addresses for the AHIMA and for the AAPC websites down in the description box below. So that way you guys can check it out and look for yourselves. Do your research, okay? But if you have any questions specific, please make them be specific and not very general questions. Specific is that way I know how to help you, as opposed to just general information. Because if you're looking for general information about medical coding, like salary and things like that, you can go on Department of Labor, okay, .org, or no, departmentoflabor.gov, and be able to look up, salary information, because I do not talk about money. That is a staple on this channel. I do not talk about money, okay? I don't talk about money for the simple fact that it's different everywhere in the U.S., okay, what medical coders start at. And if you've noticed, I do not answer that question when people ask me that question in the comments. I do not answer, okay? So if you are interested in finding out how much a medical coder makes, look in your area, look at the job listings, and look at the salary that they offer, okay? So that is something you can go on, or you can go on departmentoflabor.gov, and they'll have all the salary information for your area and what the job outlook for medical coders is in your area, okay? So I will go ahead and wrap this up, but I will leave my email address down in the description box as well. So if you have any questions, you can always email me there if you don't want to put it down in the comments. All right. And if this video helped you, please like and thumbs it up, because it helps me with my ratings. So I will go ahead and close this up, but there's still time. If you have any questions for Q&A Tuesday, let me know. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.